Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to this SummerSlam 2024 opinions video. We've got so much to talk about. I feel like, well, I know I could fill 20 odd minutes just talking about the show. I want to get to your thoughts and your opinions. So I think the best way to do that is by going through the match scores, throwing in a couple of comments, and then we're going to try and get to your opinions, okay? So, obviously, we started with Jelly Roll. I thought he was great, actually. I really like that Liar song. It's really grown on me. And we had Triple H coming out. He didn't do anything, but ask Jelly Roll to do one more song, which, of course, would be Liar. But it was good. I thought it was good. And I did notice how the kickoff show just seemed to flow into SummerSlam. I don't remember that. And now, you know, that normal intro. I don't remember seeing that. It just sort of felt like the kickoff show ended, the countdown show ended, and we just sort of went over to SummerSlam. And then even when Cody's music was playing at the end of SummerSlam, we just naturally went into the post-show. It just sort of seamlessly felt like it was just one long evening. It wasn't like we went to commercial break and then we came back and there was all this big, and now WWE presents SummerSlam. People are probably going to tell me, no, they did do that. You just missed it. But I didn't see it. So, yeah, I thought that was a positive thing. So, first match, Liv versus Rhea, absolutely banged. Love the whole Dominic situation. Liv dislocating her shoulder. I don't know that she actually did, but either way, that whole thing playing out, I thought was very good. I do think she maybe overdid it a little bit. Like, she actually went back to it during the match, where, you know, she rammed it into the commentary table to try and get it back in. But then also she rammed it into the turnbuckle to try and get it back in as well. I kind of felt like it was good, but maybe a little OTT. But, I mean, look, that's a minor criticism. Other than that, the match was really good. The Dominic situation was really good. That turn was, oh, my God. Yeah, really enjoyed it. And so did you. Great 86. This was the highest rated match until the main event. Then we've got Bron versus Sami. This was slightly off. Like, it just felt a little sloppy in places. This got good. Didn't even get great. It's the only match to get below great. That was good, 94%. Then we had Logan against LA, and this definitely picked things back up. This got great 73, so it couldn't get to the heights of the first match, but it got great 73%, right? Then our next match, this was Nia against Bayley. I really enjoyed this. I'm not going to say it was better than the first match, but I do think it was better than Logan versus LA Knight. I just love Nia spamming those annihilators. I love Bayley with Nia in the air, like taking her to the middle of the ring to hit that power bomb. I thought there was a lot of stuff in here that felt like it was hard hitting. Like, I really felt like Bayley was struggling with the size and the power of Nia. Like, Nia does such a good job since she's come back of really being that monster. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if she's being given better advice. I don't know if as she's got older, she's learning how to play this role better. But I don't know. She's just having a great run. And the whole, obviously, Tiffany coming down, trying to cash in scenario, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this. It still got a great score, great 62%. I would have gone a bit further, actually. I think I would have had it maybe great 74 and just had it just pip Logan LA. I think they were super close. I would probably have Nia and Bayley just below Rhea and Liv, but yeah, I would have had it a bit higher than the community. Then we had Drew versus CM Punk. This got great 65%. I might have had Nia Bayley over that as well, you know. I did feel like Seth just got in the way a little bit. I mean, there was times where I think it was good that he was there, but then there was times where I just didn't need him in the match, and I just wanted them to go at it. It did feel like Drew and Punk said they were going to bring a massacre. They're going to rip each other apart. It was going to be brutal. Like, if any match kind of needed a bit of blood, I think it was that one. It didn't have the level of aggression that I thought we were going to get. But, I mean, it was still really, really good. And you lot, as you said, gave it great 65%. Right? So that actually put it above Nia and Bayley. Then we had Damian and Gunther, and honestly, this was a bit of a slow burn, and I wasn't sure that it was going to really get to the levels we were hoping for, but it really cooked when Finn Balor came down, and it got great 81%. Great 81%. That actually put it as the second best match as we headed into the main event. And at that point, you know, there's every match, we've had 6 matches, they've all got great except for one. So, you know, it's been so well received. And I was like, I really think if Roman comes back, you lot are going to go crazy with the scores for this main event. And that's exactly what happened. Roman came back, and all-time 59% for our main event. It is the second highest rated match of the year. The only match that you have rated higher than the main event of SummerSlam 2024 was the main event of WrestleMania 40. I think that Roman return was just so well received, and it was done so well. The way that he comes out and he's kind of like not giving anything away, and he gets in the ring as if he's heading for Cody, and he then all of a sudden, boom, changes direction. Superman punch to Solo. It is so good. It is so good. So that got all-time 59%. So just to put that into some order for you, Cody versus Solo, top. All-time 59. Then it is Liv versus Rhea, great 86. Then it is Damian versus Gunther, great 81. Then it is Logan versus LA, great 73. Then it's Drew versus CM Punk, great 65. Then it's Nia versus Bayley, great 62. And then I believe it's Bron versus Sami, good 94%. So that, I think, gives you a real good breakdown of the matches, of the show. Obviously, we didn't get much more than that, other than that kind of Miz announcement jelly roll thing, which I really wish had been Wyatt 6 instead. And as I said, you know, I'm really thinking something like an 8.75. I think the Bron Sami match could have been better. I think the CM Punk Drew match could have had a bit more violence to it. I think maybe even Cody Solo could have been a bit better before the outside interference. I think that match could have been a little bit, I don't know, it was fine, but it wasn't like mind-blowing match. It took the outside interference to take it to the levels that it ended up getting to, you know? And as I said, I would have liked Wyatt 6. A lot of those are just minor criticisms, but the only reason I mention them is because I get the feeling there might be a lot of people saying this is 10 out of 10. And honestly, it was an amazing show, but those reasons I've just given is why I wouldn't go 10 out of 10. So there we go. Those are my thoughts. I'm thinking about 8.75. It was a brilliant show. But let's get to your thoughts. So, Wrestle Kingdom 41 said, I genuinely don't know which SummerSlam is better than this. 1992 is a one-match show, and 2002 has amazing wrestling, but not this much story. In my humble opinion, 2024 is the best SummerSlam ever. Whoa. Big start. LL, like Cool J, said, it was honestly incredible. Punk versus McIntyre and the Bloodline Rules matches were cinema. Here's Yolt's Alexa says, lit. With Roman returning, sick. Mark says Gunther is boring. Why do the commentators keep saying he's one of the best? Well, I think because he is one of the best. I mean, for me, I find his matches to be very impactful, very aggressive, very intense. Like, he's throwing in chops and you can hear them and you can kind of feel them. Like, there's a lot of wrestling that we watch where, I don't know, I feel a little bit of a disconnect because what I'm watching on screen sort of looks like it doesn't really hurt all that much, to be honest. Like, you know, they're just taking a few bumps, going through the motions. But with Gunther, I always feel like I'm watching something of significance. I always feel like I'm watching a battle, a struggle, a contest. And I really, really cannot say that for every match that I watch. I mean, actually, it's quite rare to feel that. And I think other wrestlers that are in that bracket would be like an Ilya Dragunov or a Sami Zayn. You know, those are the kind of people that really can make you feel like you are watching something of significance. I think where the boring tag can come from is that it's quite slow at the start. But like we saw at SummerSlam, the match should pick up pace, and, you know, the power bombs and the big clotheslines when they're getting thrown in, you know, they should really feel impactful. They should really feel like they're both trying to take each other's heads off. And I very much got that. I mean, as we said, for example, going into the main event, the Gunther match was the second highest rated match from our community. They scored it great, 81%. The only match that was ahead of it by just 5% was the Liv Rhea thing, which had obviously the whole Dom moment to it. So yeah, I mean, that's Gunther Damian match was very, very well received. I think it's just one of those where it just might not be to your taste, is the honest answer. You might watch it and be bored, but I think many people watch it and get lost in it and go along with the journey. I mean, Gunther's one of my absolute favorites, so I'm very excited to see what his title reign is going to look like. John Elite said, I love the PLE. Glad to see that Roman's back. Can't wait for Raw on Monday. That is going to cook, man. With the Judgment Day, as well as the in-ring debut of the Wyatt Six, and SmackDown with the Bloodline. Ben said, absolutely unreal, 10 out of 10. The Dom turn was great. Bron Breakker squashing Sami was the right decision. LA Knight winning was the only disappointment for me. Was Damian losing. Hang on. The only disappointment for me was Damian losing, but that aside, the original tribal chief has returned. Cook, Papa H, and much love, Daze. Ben, shout out to you, my friends. Uncle Howdy, shout out to you. Says Daze, hope all is well. Same to you. First, I've got to say it's a great time to be a wrestling fan. Yes. I'm going to give SummerSlam 15 out of 10. One hell of a show. All the matches were superb. And of course, the moment of the year at OTC is back. There he is. The OTC. Foghorn Sam said, ads everywhere. What eyesores? Ignore them if you can, and you'll have an amazing night. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember Speak Forever or whatever it was. Speak Everywhere. That one really stood out with its like bright green, you know, on the barricades and everything. And I didn't mind the video game one. I think was that during Drew and Punk. That had more subtle colours to it. Ring Mat, once again, you know, it had extra sponsors. Didn't offend. You know, I'll be honest, I hate it, but you don't notice it, right? My concern is that as we keep adding them, because we've already gone from 1 to 3, right? So who knows, by the time we get to WrestleMania, it could be at 5 or 6. And then by the time we get to SummerSlam next year, we might be knocking on the door of 10, and then we might start putting some color to them as well, you know. My concern is that we're going down a slope that I'm not eager to go down, but where we are right now, they weren't a distraction. At least I didn't think so. I still hate them. I'd still get rid of them, but okay. But yeah, I agree, there was some sponsors there that were quite bright, weren't they? Oh, although you have just reminded me of that amazing Manscaped moment with Otis. I'd forgotten about that. Until this conversation, that was funny. The Manscaped one was funny, where he was like, doing this, and I thought he was going to go a little bit lower. I mean, I didn't want him to. I don't think any of us wanted him to, but yeah. Trevor said, I started to fall asleep during the last match. It was slow and predictable. AF Neri said it was one of the best. Nick Jagan said, I personally think that Dom's wife is the strongest woman on the planet. He gets licked in the face by Rhea and makes out with Liv Morgan. It was a great show, though. Mohammed said, anything MGK does in WWE will always be completely justified because he made Invincible. Connor said, it was 10 out of 10. Every match delivered. The only two things that would have made this show better, Wyatt 6 and not having Seth Rollins as the ref. Though the Drew Punk was born for Hell in a Cell, personally. Yes, I'd be down for that. Drew versus Punk, the rematch, Hell in a Cell. Curtis said, awesome. Barbie said, arguably the best pay-per-view of 2024. So many jaw-dropping moments. Well, that's really interesting, isn't it? I mean, I've actually got all of the scores of all of the shows. So once we actually get the score for this, and we will look at the community score for this, but obviously it's not quite finalized yet, but we do have a community score for this show. And honestly, it's got to be there or thereabouts. It's got to be there or thereabouts. We'll have a look at it in a bit. So Aaron said, I don't have anything to say, or I don't even have to say anything. There we go. The gif of Roman Reigns says it all. Firefly Ghost Noble said SummerSlam was straight fire. Wolfrian said, I missed Wolves versus RB Leipzig game for SummerSlam, brackets we won 3-0. SummerSlam was 10 out of 10, and I can't wait for Raw and SmackDown. Roman acknowledged. Dante, is that how you say it? SummerSlam was awesome. Glad Roman is back. Zaniac said, I'm not gonna lie, thank you. It was one of my favourite PLEs ever. Such an amazing show. Man, so much love for this show. And I knew there would be. And it's right. It's right. Ben said, I wonder how much of the main event got changed because of Jacob getting hurt, jumping on Cody. I hope he's okay. That's going to suck for him. Yeah, I wonder if Jimmy would have come down to have dealt with Jacob, and then we would have got Roman. I genuinely don't know. Or, did they have to call and Jacob's down, we can't send out Jimmy, because who's Jimmy going to deal with Solo? Well, that's who Roman's got to deal with. So, Jimmy, you're going to have to stay out back. Roman, it's go time. I was surprised at no Paul Heyman. I really, really expected, ladies and gentlemen, I really expected that. I also think it might have been a little bit of a mistake for them to have changed the music. It didn't matter, but there was just that millisecond where I heard it and I was like, what's this? Because it sounded like Roman's music, but it wasn't quite Roman's music. But I mean, it was literally milliseconds because you could see the head of the table graphics, but that didn't compute. The music hit me first, and then I saw the head of the table graphics, and then of course you see the reaction of the crowds. I think it would have been better if it had been Paul Heyman coming out saying, ladies and gentlemen. I think that would have been better, because then you wouldn't have been in any doubt, would you, as to who was about to walk out. So I think you maybe could have improved that moment by about 0.01%, which is nothing, if you'd had Paul Heyman come out, but it was so goated anyway, it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Casey said SummerSlam was awesome. Definitely a very good performance by all. Bruce said, I feel every match was a home run. 10 out of 10. So many twists and turns. Had me and my family on the edge of our seats, screaming at the TV. Chris Strait said, amazing. What a fantastic show. Easily will be an all-time show. And you're correct. It is. Spoiler, I've already seen, and it is an all-time show. Ty said, I'll go 10 out of 10. Best SummerSlam in a while. Only match I didn't care for was the Drew Punk match. That was a little one-sided. Should have had a regular ref, in my opinion. I agree. All the other matches were fantastic. And how about Roman laying Solo out? That was the highlight of the night. SmackDown should be really good this week. Dylan said, amazing. I got all of my predictions correct. Oh, well done. And Roman Reigns is back, OMG. The OTC, best SummerSlam ever. Babs the Barbarian, hello, said, hello, Daze. I highly enjoyed it. That's good. Matches kind of went the way we all thought. Yeah, there's only one that I got wrong in my predictions, and I just didn't know which way. I kind of felt that Seth was going to screw someone, and I just didn't know if it was Punk or if it was Drew. And I was thinking, well, Punk's been away for 10 years, so let's bring him back and give him a win. So I predicted Punk to win. Outside of that, all the other results went the way that we expected. Jacob is a beast, yes. Bright future for him, yes. I'm so stoked that the OTC, Roman Reigns, acknowledged, is back. LFG, keep up the great work. Babs the Barbarian, shout out to you. Wavy Tay said SummerSlam was a banger, but I would have stretched the main event out a little longer. Also, Bron looks great, but he's used to an NXT pace. The main roster is more slow and methodical. Perfect Plex said SummerSlam was a great show, really felt important, had some cracking matches, all the right people won, and the storytelling was top tier throughout. Notorious TLJ said, great show. I'm going to give it a 9. Roman coming out was definitely the cherry on top. The match length of Sami and Bron kind of threw me off, but it was still a great show overall. I think that clocked in at just under 6 minutes for that match. Zishan said, really good, lots of talking points. I wonder if we get Finn, Liv and Dominic against Rhea, Damian and whoever else. It was such a good show. But what exactly did The Miz do? And where were my devs? How do you say it? Hors d'oeuvres. There we go. It looks weird written down, doesn't it? Has it got a silent H, is it? Hors d'oeuvres. Good show, though. Daze, hope you're well. Brilliant watch along. God bless you. Zishan, I'm glad that you had a good time, my friends. The Miz, I think they had him do a few bits on the pre-show, and I think like he announced the attendance. I do agree there maybe could have been the odd little backstage moment with The Miz. You know, just the odd little bit here and there, but I don't know. Equally, I didn't miss it. So... it wasn't a problem, really. Maybe he could have been backstage and done something with some legends. There was a lack of legends. We had them up in the stands, like the Steiners, kind of up in the stands watching. Maybe The Miz could have gone up there and interviewed them, and maybe they could have embarrassed him, or something could have gone wrong, or there could have been a miscommunication, or... I don't know. I think that we could have done something, and maybe some legends backstage would have been quite good. Let Us In said, absolutely amazing from start to finish. This had to be the best SummerSlam ever. The return of Roman Reigns to show Solo who the real tribal chief is was one of the best ways to end a PLE. This is a can't miss week for Raw. It really is. Raw and SmackDown. It really is. Kaz said, thought it was a really entertaining show. The second best this year behind WrestleMania Night 2. A lot of memorable moments combined with some very good action. Priest Gunther, match of the night for me. Wow. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that might be the match of the night for me as well, actually. I think I understand why Cody gets the all-time score. I mean, it's the Roman moment, right? You take the Roman moment out of that, I don't think it gets that score. So, but you have to include that because it was part of the match. So, but actually, because that is outside interference and all that kind of stuff, and it's Roman returning, right? If we just look at the match itself, I think that definitely Gunther Damian was a better match than Solo Cody. Again, it just gets pushed over because of all of that outside interference. I really, really enjoyed Nia Bayley, though. I can't get past that. I really enjoyed that match. And Rhea as well. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, maybe Gunther Priest was the best, like, in-ring match of the night. Right. Really great. One of the best PLEs this year, from Dom turning on Rhea to Bron and LA getting titles. They both deserve. I wish that Damian and Bayley had retained, which stings, but the awaited return of the original tribal chief, Roman Reigns, was a really good pay-per-view. Can't wait for Monday. Noah said, might be recency bias, but this might be my favourite PLE of all time. 10 out of 10. Every match was great. All the right winners. Multiple new champions. And best of all, stories are furthered. And it makes me very excited for Raw and SmackDown brackets. I'm so happy Roman is back. Robbie said, Roman Reigns, that's the tweet. El Patata, shout out to you. Rhea, 8 out of 10. Bron, Sami, 5 out of 10. LA, Logan, 8 out of 10. Bayley, Nia, 7 out of 10. Punk, Drew, 8 out of 10. Damian, Gunther, 11 out of 10. Cody, Solo, 9 out of 10. It says, main event was great. Problem is that we know how the match was going to play out. It was literally WrestleMania 39. Tongans are the Usos. Randy and KO were Sami and KO. Fatu, Solo of Roman Reigns. I'm excited to see Roman's relation with KO and Randy, since he's okay with Cody. Also, Cody and Randy. Would we prefer Bloodline versus OG Bloodline, or Judgment Day versus go straight to Hell Day at War Games? I don't know what we mean by that, because I don't know what the teams are going to look like, you know? I mean, you'll have Finn, Dom, Liv. I don't know what we do with Carlito. And then, well, JD, he'll be over on that side. Then you'll have Rhea, Damian, Carlito. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Who else do you... Jey Uso? I mean, he's got a thing for Rhea, hasn't he? So, I don't know. Without knowing how it's going to play out and what the pieces are going to be, I think it's hard to judge on that one. So I'll go Bloodline versus OG Bloodline. I feel like I've got a better grasp as to where that's going. But thinking about it, I mean, Jay's going to have to be in OG Bloodline, isn't he? So he can't be in whatever this becomes. So, don't know. We'll have to see how it plays. Nishi said, it was the best SummerSlam since 92. For me, personally, it was the best SummerSlam ever. Woof. You're not alone in saying that, though. A lot of people are saying that. Victor said, the best part about Gunther winning the title is going back to the old Keith Lee tweet saying poor Volta. I know. When he got his name changed, Keith Lee tweeted that out. SFG said Roman is back. That makes the show 10 out of 10. Also, the crowd were very good. Yes, very good. Brendan says Roman Reigns. Dwayne said nostalgic. So, yeah, very true. Lots of connections between these matches. Nita Nitro said, incendiary. That's the only way to describe it. SummerSlam is Triple H's game changer PLE. That's the evening everything pivots. Joey said, everyone knew how it would end, Roman being back. They are setting War Games. Dean Parker said, I love SummerSlam, except the IC title match. All matches were good. Love to see my tribal chief return and take down the Temu tribal chief. Can't wait for Raw this week and SmackDown. Thought my tribal chief would have the wise man acknowledge the real tribal chief. Belinda said, well, it looks like it's time to throw away my Judgment Day t-shirts. But I'm sure they'll make new Terra Twins merch. Do we not call her mommy anymore and go back to Rhea? Sad fate. That's a good question. That's a good question. Sam said, it was awful. CM Punk should have won. This is complete BS. Punk is still the BIT dub. And now I have Drew and Comid as my profile picture because I lost the bets. Oh, is that Drew, is it? Is that Drew? It doesn't look like Drew. It still looks like CM Punk. That's CM Punk. Now I have Drew. And I don't know what comment is as my profile picture because I lost a bet. I hate my life. But you've not changed it. That's still CM Punk. That if you've lost a bet, you better change this. This community is going to hold you accountable. Yeah, you better change that. Melanie said it was awesome. 10 out of 10. Good to see Roman Reigns back. I'm happy. Can we get another couple? Yeah, we can. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt said predictable, for me at least. Other than that, it was awesome. Blue Eyes said good show, but it did need Wyatt 6 to top it off. Right, let's have a look at the scores, shall we? Let's flip over. And, wow, here we go. Here we go. So, what did you score? SummerSlam 2024. We've had 420 votes. I mean, that will continue to rise throughout Sunday. But at the moment, all-time, 66%. I don't know if we did. Did we do the WrestleMania ones over here? We may have done. Let's see what WrestleMania Night 2 was. Because that, I think, will be the closest. So, all-time 66. That's what we got. Here we go. WrestleMania Night 2, all-time 84. So, WrestleMania Night 1 actually only got a great rating. Only got a great rating, right? But WrestleMania Night 2, all-time 84%, right? So, this SummerSlam, all-time 66. Do you know, I feel like that's fair though, because I mean Roman coming back and punching Solo was amazing, right? But I kind of feel like Cody finishing the story, the emotion of his mom being in the ring and he got to hand her the belt, the Undertaker moment, the Rock moment, the Cena moment, you know. And it was a really good day as well. I mean, it wasn't just that all about that last match. It was a really good day. So just topped off with like the biggest of cherries. So yeah, I think that's probably fair that WrestleMania Night 2 pips this. But make no mistake about it, all time is absolutely incredible. Like, I genuinely don't know that there is any other event that's got all time or any other PLE that we've given an all-time to yet. So it's amazing. So there we go. That was your thoughts, your opinions on SummerSlam. It was very, very well received, to say the least. What has Raw got in store for us? And what a Raw, the fallout of Judgment Day, the Wyatt 6 in-ring debut, the whole Damian, Priest and Finn situation, Liv and Dom, as we said. Like Liv obviously is the women's champ. What's Rhea gonna say? What's gonna happen there? We've got a new world heavyweight champ, of course, with Gunther. Like, we've got that as well. So much stuff, so much stuff. Raw is gonna bang. Raw is gonna cook, man. And obviously we'll be live on the other channel for that. I don't know what Sunday holds, to be honest. I'll probably be passed out, but I'll try and get up. We'll definitely do an unseen. And round up all the bits that we've missed, but I have uploaded a 40-minute unseen if you've not seen it yet. And it's good. It's got loads of stuff in it. It's a 40-minute unseen that's really rammed. Like, it's like blah 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 blah, and then on to the next thing, blah 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 blah, and then on to the next thing, blah 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 blah, on to the next thing. Like, it has got so much stuff in it. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope you have a good day. I hope I see you for Raw. I hope you enjoyed SummerSlam, and I will see you again next time. Bye for now.